2 great goals. The third and second half, right when we needed a goal, we got a little bit of a lull there. Just propelled us into that, kind of a lot later stages of the second half and just kind of iced the game. But I told the team, 3 goals, it looks great. The optics are we played really well offensively, which we did play for a good portion. But I thought our team defense was fantastic. I mean, we gave Kentucky very little. Many of their better chances were honestly after a little bit of our giveaways. So I was most pleased. And to be able to defend like that this time of the year is a formula that gives you the best chance to advance. And the guys really locked in on that. Backline, Aiden and Joe were excellent in the middle. Just really took a good Kentucky team out of any rhythm, and it's great to be able to spend Thanksgiving with the team.
Did you tell Victor he needed to go out and get a hat trick today?
Yeah, no. Well, I wish I could have seen that one coming. I would have felt a little better heading into the game if I knew Vic had 3 in him. Third goal was special. I can't wait to see that on replay. I mean, we know it comes off his foot heavy, and it's not a shock he could score a goal like that because we've seen him in training, but that was a special goal in a big game. It's rare to get a hat trick from anyone, let alone a freshman. I think it's been a while since we've had that. Maybe back to Koloff potentially in 2012. So happy for him. He's worked so hard, and he's got 3 goals today. But the biggest part of his game he's improved is his defense, and it's really allowed him to play more and be more effective for us. So just been really proud of Victor's progression this year.
Todd, the overall defense, I think, since you got a big 3-0, you've given them like 2 goals like in the last 8 games. What's been the catalyst for that?
Well, we didn't really even defend poorly in the game in Maryland, honestly. That was a couple kind of flew balls bouncing around. It was just more of our commitment to be more consistent. And I think up until that point, we've had good periods of it, but we weren't consistent, and there wasn't, the feel in the group was like, this is what we have to do every time. We can't just pick and choose when we're defending as hard as we can and knowing the roles of different players. So, I mean, that game, that was a tough loss, and I think that just gets you back to just re-examining everything and honing in and buckling down. And it's not like we're playing miraculously better defense since then, but we have been better in our details, and we haven't given teams much. Although today, again, we gave them a couple of chances, but they weren't necessarily a goal-scoring chance. It was more a giveaway in midfield that led to their chance. It wasn't just giving them a bad clearance or a ball given away inside the 12. So it's good.
This is kind of an ironic question, but do you wish the NCAA seeded teams like 17 through 48 rather than random? Because there's clearly a difference between the talent of UK this year and maybe the UConn or Old Dominion teams you played in years past are all good, but there's a difference clearly between a team in the RPI in the 30s and getting UK. Do you wish there was some seeds next to their name?
It's not a true bracket. It's not. This is a really tough second round game. And we knew we were going to get a really tough game just geographically, and that's how the NCAA does it in our sport, is that you have to be in a certain radius. And I hope they examine that and look at it, because I think Kentucky's a team that is certainly capable of making a run. Obviously, someone had to win today, and I'm certainly happy we did, but they're a very good team, and I think the quality of that side, there could have been some other options potentially the committee could have done, but overall I think the committee actually did a wonderful job of spreading the teams out amongst the brackets. I thought it was one of the better built brackets I've seen. There's really tough matches all along the board this round.
Last month when you guys played, it felt like Kentucky kind of wore you down defensively. What was kind of different today? What adjustments did you make?
Well, I thought we grew up a lot. I mean, that's a more mature Aiden and Joe. I thought their center midfield was really good. You saw what Muni, obviously before he went out on his growth. Simon and Spencer, really the tactical approach that they were locked in on today's game that we weren't as good on with the first game, and probably that was on us as a staff. We didn't lock into some of those details as well. And again, I thought our step out with our line of confrontation with our 9-10 was really good. We weren't as good at that point of the year. So we're a better team than we were when we played them. That was a bit of a stalemate. Neither team really had a lot of it. This was a much more complete performance, and I thought we just looked older and more mature. And it's only been 1 month, so it's a good sign.
I feel like Victor was kind of due for a breakout moment this season. I mean, it's clear that he has a lot of talent and he's played well all year, but he's never really had that breakout moment where he's kind of shined.
Yeah, I think some of our attackers have been a little bit. I think Jarice is still having a. There could be that game for him. AJ for what he's done for us. Maybe doesn't really have the goal total that maybe he's done for us. I'm so pleased with what Thomas is doing. But yeah, Vic. We felt Vic was trending in a really good direction. 3 goals is certainly something we wouldn't have predicted. But it's not a surprise when you watch him finish a practice. He's really good. He's a really good technical finisher, and just got to get him those spots and have him the confidence in the game to do it, and earn the minutes to be on the field to do it. And he's earned that, and that's what I'm really proud of him, because it's not about just his goal scoring, it's about his defense.
Does it feel good to get that first win in the tournament under your belt?
Oh yeah, these are always sometimes the most difficult. We've said it all along, especially against a kind of a regional opponent. Some years that's a Butler or Notre Dame, or through the years it's been some different folks in Akron. These are tough games. It's sometimes nice to see a team out of region this game, kind of like what was mentioned with an Old Dominion or others in the past, UConn. But this was a good Kentucky team that we beat today.
With the regular season game against them being 0-0 last weekend, obviously double overtime with Maryland, same with Michigan in the final. How crucial was it just for you to get up that first half goal, sort of break the ice a little bit?
Yeah, we always talk about starting strong and trying to get a goal early if we can. I think that's one of our intentions, to be aggressive offensively, and it's still just making a play, and you still talk about it. We still got to execute it. So we every game want to go out there and try to get an early goal if we can. It does change the game. Goals change it. I was pleased that we kind of absorbed that lull a little bit in the first part of the second half. We had that lead, and I didn't think we were defensive. We just kind of lost a little rhythm, and we were playing a little bit too quick in our possessions, and maybe a little too safe when we had some time. And that's where it's a fine line where you don't want to give anything away, but yet still continue to play. And I think the guys kind of rode through that, and Vic's goal was a big part of that.
A lot of attention paid to the youth of this team for obvious reasons, but at this time of the year, at this level, do you even have any freshmen left on this roster?
That haven't played? Yeah, there are some others that
No, I
haven't
meant
played.
that they haven't grown up into, they're no longer
that
freshmen.
are older they've had a lot of time. They have. No doubt they don't feel as much like freshmen. With the moments when I go back and watch video and see their positioning and to see some habits that have developed, it's 8, 9 out of 10 moments they're doing it like we would hope, and instead of maybe that early part of the year, it's half. And that's the margins that get tighter this time of the year, that you do those moments better, then you're going to give yourself a better chance to win games, and that we're seeing. I'm confident.
You mentioned Thomas, just being in the right place, just not quite getting in the goals, kind of like AJ. What do you tell those guys to kind of continue to keep them upbeat, even though they're not finding the back of the net?
One, how important just Tom's leadership and his strength is. He came in, he just has a presence about him, and the guys get excited when he's in the field. He brings a great edge. He's physical. For a young team, that's important, because we don't have a lot of physical strength with this group. And I just like what groove Tom's in. And again, he doesn't need to get a goal for us. If he does, that's great. But I think it's, again, just his ability to bring guys into the game, his tactical awareness, his locked-in moments on restarts. He's helping other guys. He's what you hope as an upperclassman would be doing. He's making other guys around him better, and that's the effect Thomas is having.
How crucial is it that next week will be your 10th straight NCAA home game due to you getting higher seeds? Obviously, the first few years you were here, you were getting 15, 16 seeds. You were getting one home game and traveling. Is a lot of your success attributing to the fact you're getting higher seeds now, and you're getting 2-3 home games every time?
Yeah, it's great to be seeded, and the higher the seed, great. We've been pretty darn good at Armstrong, and we definitely don't underestimate our home success. But getting in the tournament's hard. I've said it. Being seeded is really hard. At this point, you got to win at home or on the road. It doesn't matter. Of course, we want to be home, but the seeding is the less controllable factor of the season. You got to win a lot of games, of course, but again, it's the committee's decision on what number you're going to be at. We're obviously excited to be home next week.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.